Corsair, a wireless mouse. This is the Corsair SABRE V2 Pro ultralight wireless mouse. Although gaming, in my opinion, has kind of slowed down on basically the tech part and professional gamers really advertising the really cool tech, I think there's still some things to acknowledge in each of these companies. The Corsair, Logitech, Razer, anybody and everybody that is making these things. I think there's still things to acknowledge about literally the specs that they're making within these devices. Firstly, this ultralight mouse is 36 grams. That is very light. Now, let me give you an idea of how light that is, because the lightest mouse I've ever had in my entire life was the Cape Town by Final mouse. That was the ultralight 2, and it was wired, and it weighed, I think, a solid 43 grams. This one is 36. It's got 33K DPI precision. Have no idea why you need it that high, but I guess if you're really not wanting to, get some wrist muscles and stuff, I get it.
What?
Customized switches. It's got up to 70 hours of battery and 8 kilohertz low latency wireless connectivity. Sweet. Okay, simple packaging. I love that. You can use the Corsair Web Hub, which I'm assuming if it's anything like the Logitech G Hub. Listen, the more simple, the better. First off, oh my god, that's a freaking light mouse. Dude, this thing literally weighs nothing. It literally weighs nothing. I don't know if I like that at all. I'm always a type of person that will always say lighter is the better. Just like with cars, you want lighter, you want power. Both of those, weight to power ratio, amazing. But this almost feels like it's way too light. I like the concept of trying it with like really, oh my god, it's such thin plastic. Okay, so I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to do this, but I can literally press down on this, and it's such a fragile mouse. Scroll wheel feels somewhat durable, but again, no, that feels cheap. Now, obviously, we will discuss the price of this mouse, but currently yeah, it's impressive that this thing is so light, but at what point in time do you not want it to be any lighter? Like, theoretically, I guess you could go to almost like 26 grams, which is an extra 10 grams off, but then you're getting to the point where it's literally so flimsy, it's just gonna break. Like, I'm 100% confident that if I wanted to just throw this, it's going to break. But anyways, it's light, I can safely say that. So what else is in the box? What it looks like we have here is just like the receiver, and then inside here is as simple as can be. You have the receiver, and then you have the USB Type-C to USB cable, and it allows you to connect to the mouse. Oh. We have grips. These are by far the nicest grips I think I've ever felt. Obviously, it's a 3M sticker. It's gonna be a one-time use. Gladly, it's not different sizes. And I think that's one thing that Cape Town had against itself, was that it had the 1.5 millimeter, I think it was a 2.7, and then like a 3.5 millimeter, and they were the foam ones, and they didn't wrap around the mouse as well as you'd think they would have. And it did give you grip, but like the mouse was literally this big. This one is a regular size mouse. It fits well. It is very nice, but it's cheap. But these grips, by far, are the nicest grips I think I've ever felt on a mouse before. They're so thin too that they can literally flex to any type of surface and probably not crinkle. Huge props to them on that, because I'm very impressed with how that is. It also comes with, it looks like, so it also comes with extra gliders. That's it, boys. Like, there's nothing else. I will say the grips really made the mouse reflect great. Let me go into the pricing here before I say anything else. The pricing of it is about 80 bucks. It's not the most flattering, because truthfully that is a very cheap mouse, and you can definitely hear it and feel it in the clicks. Probably wouldn't go with this myself, but if you're on a budget, this is definitely the way to go, just because I'm assuming you're gonna want a light mouse because you want the lightest feel. But you also have to determine, is it worth spending 80 bucks on this as a budget, or is it worth spending a little more to get something a little bit heavier but way better quality material? That's the thing. So in terms of rating, I say I give it a 5 to 6 out of 10. The reason why I say that is because the 5 out of 10, truthfully, I think that's what it is. I don't really need to even test this mouse. I just need to physically hold it, and I can tell you how decent it is. The grips are by far my favorite. I think these, bravo to Corsair on doing that, because these grips really push it to that extra 6. But that's it. I don't really think that the idea of making something so light anymore is the way to go. Just like keyboards nowadays, it's like I think companies are trying to make them too complex, and we want simplicity. We don't want to have to deal with all these different apps and AI technology just to plug and play. That's the idea of gaming, right? So I'm kind of in the realm of you need to just produce quality over lightness. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.